everyone, welcome back, and this is Naveen from UI Brains. In this video, we're going to discuss about how to create a Node.js server-side application to to create the REST API uh, based on an application called Employee Portal. So let's create a server-side application using Node.js. So for this, I go back to my application folder. So here, I create a new directory. Let's make 00_express server. Okay, so I'm using express.js here. Okay, so first of all, here we need to create a package.json. So you can just right click on this folder, open in terminal. If you know a little bit of Node.js, it'll be very easy for you to understand, but still no problem. I'm going to explain each and every step how to create this particular application. So first of all, we have to create a package.json, so which contains all the dependent modules. It's a set of libraries which you're going to use in an application. So how to create package.json is you can hit npm init. Okay, so this is a command to create a package.json. Hit enter. So when you hit enter, it asks for several questions. So what is exactly your project belongs to? Package name, same. So if you have something inside a brackets is gonna be the default answer. Just press enter if it is your default answer. Version yes 1.0. What is your description? So what are you going to do with your application? Uh, REST API with Ajax on Express server. Okay, press enter. So entry point. I need actually app.js is my entry point, and test command, we don't have any testing tools using, and GitHub repository, we're not keeping anything in GitHub, and no keywords for Google, and author, you can write your name, and license, yes, IC license, just press enter. So it creates all the default structure, and is this okay? Yes, enter. So now here we got actually a package.json. Now if you see the package.json, we have all these entries has come automatically. So here, what exactly the package.json is? So this is actually a configuration file for your application, any server-side application you're gonna create. So this is a configuration file. Okay, it's like a user's manual. So by seeing this, you understand what all the things, the complete description about your projects, and all different modules will be available, and different build scripts and everything will be available here. Fine. The next step, we need to install a set of modules. So what modules we have to install here is, one is Express module to create a server, and we need a module called body parser to perform a form handling at server side Express.js, and we need cards. So this is to perform a cross browser activities. Okay, so these three modules we have to install. So how to install the modules is, you can hit npm install express space body parser space cards. So I'm going to install all the modules together, hyphen save. Okay, so this is the step to install, and before you hit this command, you must have a internet connection, because it downloads some set of modules. Module means a set of libraries. Okay, fine. So let's copy this back to the terminal where our project resides, here in Express server. So let's paste it, enter. So it takes some time. Yeah, so it is created. So now we'll make a server-side app. So the basic, the default, the main entry point for this is app.js. So I create new JavaScript app.js. So here we're gonna create a server. So how to create server using Express.js is, let's say constant express is equal to require. Actually, this Node.js support is not there automatically for my editor, so I'll just modify. If you're using WebStorm like this, and you can modify that go to settings and language and frameworks, go to Node.js. You can just check the coding assistance for Node.js. So this is actually a disable for WebStorm. You can just check this for enable. Okay, this extra step you have to do, enable Node.js support. If you're using like a VS Code and all, that automatic support is available, nothing to do any changes. Fine, and let's start with Express Server. So constant express is equal to require I need express. So what is this is, generally we import some libraries in JavaScript, right? Import some particular JS. Same like that, to load libraries in Java in Node.js side, we use the keyword called require. Okay, just to import the library, and then constant app is equal to express, like this. This is to load the express and this is to initialize the express. And then I need another modules. So constant body parser is equal to require. I want to load the body parser which we have installed just now. And also I need cars, other module require cars. Okay, so this is no way relation with Ajax. It is just we are making our own server at using Express.js. Fine. And then we have to configure body parser. How to configure body parser is, let's say app dot use body parser dot json, and then let's say app dot use actually I forgot the exact syntax. Do one thing, you can search in Google. You can type body pass npm. Yeah, so when you go there, so this person has given some syntax for body parser. You need to create, yeah, JSON parser and encode a body parser. Okay, fine. So constants JSON parser is equal to body parser dot json, and the constant, I tell you what I'm writing, URL encoded body parser is equal to the same encoded parser. Okay, some name. Okay, it doesn't matter. Body parser dot URL encoded. So here you must have to provide an object extended is gonna be the false, correct? Yes, and you can configure them. So how to configure is app dot use my JSON parser and app dot use URL encoder body parser. So what exactly this is, to get the form data. So generally client is going to send a form data in a form of JSON or the URL encoded format. So we are just configuring both at server. So my Express.js server has to accept JSON data from server from client, and also URL encoded data also from the client. And after that, let me configure cars. So they say app.use cars. Okay, this is for cross browser functionality. Fine. Next, one small request I'm gonna make. Get request. Let's say app.get, a simple get request slash, and here you will be having a callback function. So this accept the request and the response here. So what I'm going to respond is response dot send response.send. I'm going to send a basic response from the server, that is h2 tag um, welcome to Express server, okay, of employee portal. Okay, this is the message you're going to respond back. And then finally app.listen. Oh, we forgot the host name and port number. Let's make them. Every server will have a host name and port number. So the host name what I wanted is normal 127.0.0.1. That's a host name. and the port number I wanted is 9000. So I want my server to run on this host name and this port number because we already have OH. Let's make 3000. So why I'm making 3000 means we have already the Ajax is running on the live server 9000. So I just make my Express server to run on 3000. Fine. So you have to do is listen to the port number and the host name, and we also have a callback. So here I'll make console.log off. Let's make a basic Express server is started at http:// the hostname / no, not slash, port number. Okay, done. So this is a very basic setup of creating a server. We have not made any uh, REST API URLs. We just make only basic server startup. So now once you have done this, I want to start the server. You can start the server using node space app.js. If you hit enter, see you got the message Express server is started at this URL. So when I click on this, see, you got the response from my Express server. So welcome to Express server of employee portal. So now our Express server is ready. But we made only the slash request. Now the plan is we are gonna make yeah, we're gonna make these type of URL. So when a client is requesting for this URL, so what you have to do at server side, get request means some data you have to send to the client. Post request means you're gonna get data from a form data and store in a locally for your server, and this is to update something at server side, delete something at server side. So we're gonna make these REST API calls now with Express server. So for this I'm going to create a router. So how to create a router at server side is, let's make here directory API folder. So here I'll just make a new JavaScript, something called API router. So here how to create a router is, so constant express require express, okay, and then constant router is equal to express dot router, okay, and I'm going to export this. So how to export is module dot exports is equal to router. Fine. And here you're going to make actually the REST API configuration. So let me configure this with the server. So how to do is, let me import. So constant API router is equal to require dot slash API folder slash API router, okay, and this API router I'm gonna configure. So let's make somewhere here configure the router. So what I do, app dot use what is the path, I'm gonna call all these URLs starts with API. So any request starts with API is gonna forward all the requests to the API router. So I'm gonna configure that here. So app sorry, not there, yeah, app.use slash API comma my API router. Fine. So this is a configuration. So any request which starts from slash API, it will carry back, I mean forward to the this particular JavaScript file. So here we're gonna make a request. So first one, I'm gonna make get requests, get employees. Okay, so get all the employees. Generally what happens is at the client side you will send a request call get to the server. So what server has to do, it will give you back all the data, all the employees. So for that I create some in-memory data because I'm not using any database or something. I just create my own local server array. So what I do is employees data. So let me construct some basic array of employees. I have an array. First object ID, some ID underscore A B C D E F, okay, something, comma, ID. So first underscore name, something called John. Last name John Wilson, and last name. Email I want. Email is going to be the john at gmail.com, and IP address is gonna be 127.0.0.1. This is the IP address of this particular employee. Fine. Let's make one more. Email. Let's make gender male. Okay. Fine. This is my employee data. So let's create one more employee. So underscore. Okay. So V X Y Z something. Okay, WXYZ. That's his. Okay, that's my employee ID, and Laura. So Laura Wilson, and let's make this as Laura at gmail.com, and it's a female, and this is something 98.45 dot something dot something. Okay, so I have two employees in my server side. So when you make a GET request to the server, I need to fetch this data back to the client. So how to perform a GET request at the configuration of server side is uh, we have a router dot get request. So what is the URL? So we already configured the API, and apart from the API, what else we have is slash employees. So I'll make slash employees, comma, you have a request handler. So you have actually a request and also the response. Okay, so request objects indicates the request which is sending from client to server, and response indicates the data which is coming from the server to client. Okay, that's kind of response. Fine. So when you send a GET request, so what I have to do is I have to send this entire data like a JSON format. So what I do is response.json. I'm gonna send it employees. So that's it. Nothing much. Okay, when you make a GET request, I'm going to send the entire data as a response. Fine. Now let me test this out. Okay, so is this server is giving me back data or not? So I have to restart the server. If you don't want to restart, I tell you one more configuration. Go to package.json. Let's make a new script. Start script. Start script. What I'm gonna do is node mon, that's automatic restart the server. So this you have to install the package extra, and then app.js. So if you have configured this, what happens is if you do npm start, automatically it starts the node.js. You can make either node, but I'm using node mon to restart the server automatically when changes happens at server side. Fine. So this is the configuration you have to do. Next, so how to start the server is npm start from now onward, because we made a start scripts. So you have to do npm start. So press enter. So it is starting with Node.js and NodeMon, and we got a server. So let's make a refresh. We got this. But how can we get the complete employees data? Is URL. So actually the URL is API and employee. So the URL is /API/employees. The complete URL, if you want to know, is like this. When you press enter, see, you got the local data, the server side data. So let me copy this. So this is gonna be the your URL. Okay, fine. So HTTP 3000 API / employee. So what is this means? I tell you. If you want to really understand this concept, see. Previous example, what we have done, we made this URL, right? So JSON placeholder.com. Let's make it here. See, previously we made this URL, okay, www dot something / user. So it give you. Let me copy this. Go back to the paste it. See, you got the data like this from the server, but this is some third-party people server, and this is my own server. This also gives you the data. Okay, so we're going to deal with this data to perform all the requests. Okay, fine. So we may just only get requests. So let's make all other type of requests. So if you want to make a full-fledged URLs, so this is common. Host name is common for all, and here and here. Okay, so let's make a post request. Here what I do is back to not this one, back to router. Yeah, so post request. So post request is actually a create a new employee. So what this means is the client side you'll be having a form submission. So that form we have to accept and insert a new record or new object to the existing employees array. Okay, so for this I'll make a router dot post as a method inside. What I do, what the URL is / employees. Okay, so API already configured and only / employees, and we have one callback. So request and response. So here what I do is I'll just have to fetch the employee data. So let employee is equal to an object. Here what fields you need to have an employee. Every employee having a unique ID. So to make a unique ID for every employee, I create a separate function, get ID. Okay, so let's get ID is equal to, I just create an arrow function. So what this does is it will create a unique ID for every employee. Okay, so what I'm doing is just say return basic. What I'm going to use is underscore plus math dot random. So math dot random of 36. Actually I forgot this. Do one thing, actually you can search in Google about get unique ID in JavaScript. So if you can do this, see this is a website, there's a person in GitHub, so they made actually how to create a unique ID. So this person has made this one. So written math.random.toString of this one. So it will create every time a new ID. Okay, so let me copy that. I'm gonna make the same. Okay, so math.random with radix 36 and something substring of 2,9. This will create a new random ID whenever you call a function like in this format, underscore and some random string. Fine. Now for my new employee, when I'm trying to create a new employee, this ID is not going to come, so we have to create a new ID for every employee. So let's make ID is, I'm going to call get ID, and the first name. So first name you're going to do a form submission. So how to get form data at server side is request dot body dot first underscore name, and last name is going to be request dot body dot last underscore name, and the email is going to be request dot body dot email, and IP address. So IP address is going to be request dot body dot IP underscore address. Okay, so we create a new employee object based on a form data as well as the ID, and also I forgot one thing, gender. Gender also request dot body dot gender. Fine. So we got this data, and this we need to add to the employees array. So what I do is existing my employees dot push employee. Okay, so I just added that, and now let's make response. Let's make a console dot log of what requests I got it at server side is post request. Post request received at server, and also I'll make a date. So when it is received, so new date dot to locale date or time string. Okay, so finally I'll just have to send a response. So response dot json. So response dot json. What response I'm gonna send is some message. Post request is success. Okay, so let's make a uh, same type of console log. I want to make it over here because I can confirm what type of request is sent to the server and what received at server side. Okay, get request received, post request received. Okay, fine. And this is about post request. You can create a new user at server side. So how to test this? I'll tell you. We can't actually test with the browser because we can't send a post request. We need to have a form here. So there is a tool to test this out. So I tell you what is the tool. But before that, we'll have to quickly finish off remaining things also. Post is finished. Next, I'm gonna send a put request. Put means you wanna update something at server side. So let's make quickly router dot put. What is the URL is? See here, for to update something, you have to send the ID. So which employee ID you're gonna update? Okay. So let's make employees slash colon ID. Okay, comma request and response. So here you get request and response. Okay, so what I do is I need to get this ID from the URL. So how to get that ID is let employee ID is equal to, you can just make request dot params dot ID. Okay, you get ID like this using the request URL. You get like this ID here, ID here, and then get the form data. So let employee, let's take like this update employee is equal to ID. So ID is going to be the employee ID which is coming from the URL. And how to get the first name? First name actually you will get from the form submission. So how to get a form data is request dot body dot first name, and last name is gonna be request dot body dot last name. Next email, again request dot body dot email, and gender. So request dot body dot gender, and IP address is going to be request dot body dot IP address. Okay, I got this data, and this particular object I want to update in the existing employees array. So how to update is update, we know the function, right? Like a splice. Okay, so splice function, you have to provide the index. So to provide the index of existing employee, I'll do one thing. Let's existing employee, I want to replace the existing employee with an update employee. So how to get existing employees? Employees dot find. Here you have a callback function. So here you get each employee. So the condition here is employee dot id is equal to my employee id. So if we can do this find, okay, if we can do this condition, so which employee ID in the employees array matching with the given employee. So that employee existing will get, and then so we have to replace this update employee with existing employee index. So what I do is employees dot splice. So here index. So employees dot index of existing employee, comma, only one element I want to replace, comma, what was the element you want to replace is my update employee. So this is the step you have to do to update the existing employee from the array. And finally I will make like this. I will make a confirmation. So put request received at server side, and also this one, put request received is success. Okay, this is about update employee, and let's make a delete employee from the server. So delete, how to do is finally delete request. So let's say router. So router dot delete. Here you will have a URL. So what was the URL is this one, API/ID again. So let's say employees slash colon ID, and also the URL. So request comma response. Okay, fine. How to get the ID again? Like this. You get the ID, and this particular employee ID I want to remove it from the employees array. So how to remove is shortcut. Employees is equal to employees dot filter. So I'm gonna filter out the employees which ID not matching with this. So employee. So what I'm doing is return employee dot ID is not is equal to my employee ID. So what I'm doing is whatever the employee ID you're requesting, so except that ID I need all the remaining employees, means that was deleted. So so you get that particular ID will be removed from the existing employees array. And finally you make a confirmation here, paste it. So delete request is at server side, and delete okay, one second, something went wrong. Yeah, delete request is success. That's it. Okay, so we made actually a complete get request, post request, put, and delete. Okay, and we have also server started up and running, but we have to test this API so that we can use it for Ajax. So to do that we need to install a separate software. So that installation of software and testing of this we'll see in the next video. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.